In this video, we will develop an understanding of different perspectives and lived experiences in relation to equity, diversity, and inclusion. Understanding lived experience is crucial for embracing inclusion at work and can inform you how you become an inclusive peer and leader because it allows you to empathize with others' perspectives, acknowledge their unique challenges, and appreciate their contributions. By valuing diverse lived experiences, you create an environment where people can feel heard, respected, and empowered to participate fully, fostering a culture of belonging and collaboration. Lived experience is defined as the unique personal knowledge and understanding gained through direct, first-hand encounters with various aspects of life, including social, cultural, economic, and personal factors. It encompasses experiences, perspectives, and insights that individuals acquire as they navigate their lives and interact with the world around them. Lived experiences are a person's own experiences and decisions, and the knowledge gained from these experiences and choices. It's also important to recognise that when we say lived experience in relation to equity, diversity, and inclusion, it often relates to the experiences of people and communities who have experienced marginalisation. Now that we understand what we mean when we say lived experience, we're going to explore the different types of lived experience that people often refer to. Direct lived experience refers to first-hand encounters, interactions, and personal knowledge gained through direct participation, observation, or engagement with real-life situations, events, and circumstances. Lived experiences are not always visible, and people may have many you may not be aware of. Examples of direct lived experiences include discrimination, prejudice, or bias based on race, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, disability, or other aspects of identity. Health and well-being. Dealing with healthcare systems, whether it be for chronic illness, recovery from an injury or procedure, or undertaking mental health treatment. Work and career. Experiences from starting or being in a role, being promoted, or facing unemployment may give you direct experience of particular challenges. Travel and migration. Forced or voluntary migration, living abroad, navigating visa requirements, or experiencing different cultures firsthand. Social and political events. Participating in a protest, voting in an election, or experiencing the impacts of political policy. Economic challenges. Experiencing poverty, living through an economic recession, or facing financial instability. Cultural experiences. Engaging in cultural practices, celebrating cultural festivals, or experiencing discrimination or acceptance based on cultural identity. Nature and environment. Living through a natural disaster, working in environmental conservation, or experiencing the effects of climate change. Personal growth. Overcoming personal fears, achieving a significant goal, or undergoing a transformative experience. Unlike direct lived experience, which involves immediate perception and first-hand observation, learned experience involves receiving information, learning, or acquiring knowledge through your interactions with people with direct lived experiences. This may, for example, include supporting or caring for someone experiencing marginalisation, such as someone with a health condition or experiencing discrimination. Intergenerational experiences. The longer-term generational impacts through your ancestors, grandparents, parents, or extended family. Direct personal engagement with a social issue or cause and people with lived experience through advocacy, activism, or volunteering. The role of lived experience in social impact investment. Lived experience is essential to understand the social impact sector in particular. The School for Social Entrepreneurs found that over 2/3 of fellows who have been through one of their long learning programs have personal lived experience of the issue they address, and 1/4 have indirect lived experience through a friend, family member, or in another way. For charities and social enterprises in the UK, there is a long history of communities solving their own problems, led by entrepreneurs from those communities. We also know that people whose ideas are directly informed by their own experience have stronger impact propositions and are placed to create long-lasting, effective change. When the School for Social Entrepreneurs spoke to their fellows about the role of lived experience, here's what they found. Social entrepreneurs' solutions to issues they have experienced are often unexpected, quirky, and unique, but extremely effective. Social entrepreneurs create genuine connections from a place of authenticity and empathy, and they often do this without huge funding pots. Social enterprises led by those with lived experience create employment opportunities for others who have had similar experiences, including their own users. Social entrepreneurs are in charge of finding solutions that come from the bottom up and challenge existing power structures. The Nothing About Us Without Us report by the Young Foundation explored the importance of incorporating lived experience into social impact investment policy and practice. Here are some of the key findings of the report. Value of lived experience. Lived experience provides unique insights and perspectives that are often overlooked in traditional decision-making processes. It offers a deeper understanding of issues and challenges faced by communities. Barriers to participation. People with lived experience often face barriers to meaningful participation, including stigma, lack of resources, and power imbalances. These barriers need to be addressed to ensure inclusive and equitable participation. Impact on policy and practice. When lived experience is included in the development and implementation of policies and programs, the outcomes are more relevant, effective, and sustainable. This ensures that communities' needs and priorities are adequately addressed. Collaboration and co-production between investors, policymakers, practitioners, and people with lived experience leads to solutions that are more holistic and impactful. It fosters trust and mutual respect amongst all stakeholders. The Nothing About Us Without Us report advocates for the inclusion of lived experience in all aspects of social impact investment policy and practice, recognizing it as a critical component for achieving meaningful and lasting change. The following are some examples of where social impact investors may want to consider incorporating lived experiences. An investment fund that invests in underrepresented founders would benefit from having people on their investment committee who had lived experience of both being marginalised and a founder. A social enterprise that aims to tackle a specific challenge may benefit from having people in decision-making positions with lived experience of that challenge. A social impact investor aiming to improve the diversity of their decision-making may benefit from having people from diverse backgrounds who can share insights on opportunities, barriers, and experiences. The following strategies are examples of how to use lived experience to build a more inclusive sector in terms of who we reach with impact investment and how we reach them. Participatory decision-making. Participatory decision-making in the context of UK impact investment refers to a collaborative approach where stakeholders, including end investment users, community members, and partners, are actively involved in decision-making processes. This approach values diverse perspectives and seeks to empower those affected by investments or grants to contribute to shaping priorities, strategies, and outcomes. It fosters transparency, accountability, and inclusivity by ensuring that decisions are formed by the needs and insights of those directly impacted. Participatory decision-making enhances the relevance and effectiveness of investments or grants by incorporating local knowledge, priorities, and aspirations, thereby fostering sustainable and impactful outcomes within communities. User voice practice. User voice practice refers to actively seeking and valuing the perspectives, experiences, and feedback of individuals or groups directly impacted by a service, product, or initiative. It involves creating opportunities for users, clients, or beneficiaries to express their opinions and concerns about the services they receive or the products they use. This feedback is gathered through various methods, such as surveys, focus groups, consultations, or involvement in decision-making processes. User voice practice ensures that services and interventions are shaped by the needs and preferences of those they are intended to benefit, fostering transparency, accountability, and responsiveness in service delivery and development. It empowers individuals to have a say in decisions that affect them, ultimately aiming to improve outcomes and satisfaction within communities and organisations. For more on this, we recommend exploring the Young Foundation Nothing About Us Without Us report. Let's take a look at some best practice examples. Barking and Dagenham Giving embeds lived experience by actively involving local residents in the decision-making and development processes of community initiatives. Through participatory budgeting, advisory roles, and co-design workshops, they ensure that the insights and perspectives of those directly affected by social issues shape funding priorities and project designs. This approach not only makes projects more relevant and effective, but also empowers community members, fosters a sense of ownership, and builds local capacity for sustained community development. By valuing and leveraging lived experience, Barking and Dagenham Giving creates more responsive and impactful solutions that resonate deeply with the needs and aspirations of the community. Fair for All Finance leverages lived experience to inform and shape their strategies for improving financial inclusion for underserved communities. They actively involve individuals with first-hand experience of financial exclusion in their research, project development, and decision-making processes. By engaging people who face financial challenges, Fair for All Finance ensures their initiatives address real-world issues and meet the needs of those most affected. This includes incorporating feedback from community consultations, utilising advisory panels of individuals with lived experience, and partnering with organisations that represent or support financially excluded groups. Through these methods, Fair for All Finance creates more effective, empathetic, and targeted financial solutions that genuinely improve access and outcomes for vulnerable populations. Macmillan Cancer Support's social investment team leverages lived experience by deeply involving individuals affected by cancer in the development and implementation of their initiatives. They ensure that the voices of those with personal experience of cancer are central to decision-making processes, from identifying funding priorities to designing support services. This is achieved through consultations, advisory groups, and feedback mechanisms that allow patients and their families to share their insights and needs. By integrating these first-hand perspectives, Macmillan Social Investment creates more relevant, impactful, and compassionate solutions that effectively address the challenges faced by the cancer community, ultimately enhancing the quality of care and support available.